Okay, we're on the internet now.
Internet!
There it
Ho!
Hey ho. Hey ho. Internet. That works. Cool. Sweet beer. We did it. Episode 232. Job done. Huh. Ooh.
Whoa!
Fireman Sam.
Norman!
Fucking Norman. That boy.
He caused so much trouble to everyone.
Yeah, he did.
Unbelievable.
He was always getting in trouble, wasn't he? Oh well. These things happen.
Right. Are you ready?
Right? Yeah.
Sweet.
I reckon.
Punch.
There we go. Let's go that way a bit. No, don't like that.
Boom.
Ooh.
Right, here we go.
What?
What?
Podcast? Oh. It's just, is that one of those mating birds?
Frame rates. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Right, here we go then.
He's trying to attract a mate on the internet,
Yeah.
I believe.
Oh.
Oh. Flapping his chest. Have you got like a...
Someone's watching somewhere, they're like, oh, I like that. I like what he did.
Ooh.
Yeah. Right,
That's
here we go.
intriguing.
Hello
Yeah.
and welcome to the JfG Podcast. This is episode 232. My name is Alex, and you're joined as ever by my very good friend, Ash. Hello.
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
that's
alright.
what you normally say. Yeah. As always, feeling good on a Wednesday, yeah, sparkling thoughts. Give me the hope to go on, I guess.
Oh, that was
Oh, my audio's just gone absolutely bananas. There we go.
it's booming like some sort of
I've-
crazy.
I thought it was really... Something was wrong with my knobs. But yeah, sparkling thoughts, give me the hope to go on. Yeah. Loving it right now.
He's just loving it.
Just loving it. Just like super
that's
stressed
what
at work, you know? Like,
Oh yeah.
fucking, yeah, mate. Like, we're trying to take our initiative or whatever this thing is we're doing, and we're taking it into other prisons. And the whole thing is that they do the recording of the prisoner, you know, or reading the story. And then they upload it to us, and we edit the story, and it goes on the website, and then happy days. That's it, job done, you know. And then the families get this lovely video. Seem to be having an issue with the fact that we're using OneDrive for our storage because we've got shit tons of space on it for some reason. Serco, who knows?
Oh
And no, they can't access that. And I've spoken to their IT man. He's like, no, we can't access that. I'm like, I know, but I mean, can we work a way around that? No, we can't.
No.
So then I go back to my IT man. I'm like, they can't do it, and they're like, well, have they tried making, you know, an Outlook account? I'm like, no, but they can't access it. But if they make an Outlook account, they can access it. No, they can't get on the website. Let me just put you in contact with their IT dude. And he CCs me into this email and says, have you made an Outlook account?
Well, that'll solve it, buddy. That solves all problems.
Oh, don't. I'm literally about to just... I don't know. And if I can't get this to work, it feels like it's landed on me for some reason to sort
at
this
that
out
point,
when
buddy, it comes down to
it's
CD-ROMs
fucked, really.
and carrier pigeons, buddy.
Well,
That's
you
how
know,
it's done.
it's not a speedy process, but it might have to be that.
It's got to be. Yeah.
So yes, all kinds of stress at the moment at work. It's loads of fun trying to get this thing to sort out, and then there's like another 6 other projects that are underway. This is like Intel technology and all kinds of fucking shit, and they're like, "Yeah, Ash, you can do that." I'm like, "Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'm fucking wizard, mate.
Yeah.
I know like 3 languages of like code."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yeah, you know everything now." I'm like, "Not really. I scrape by. I can make a box move around a web page. Happy days."
That's what you need.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, you just need that one box and it just moves around the page. That'll keep you entertained for hours, you know. Good times. Anyway, that's not even in the notes. That was just me getting it off my chest, I guess. Yeah, no, I had a great weekend, buddy. Thanks for asking. Yeah, it was awesome.
I'm glad to hear it.
The parents came up on Friday, so that's always nice to see them. Had some lovely grub, some tasty wine, and Saturday for us was bonfire night, as is tradition, on a weekend near the 5th of November. You know?
Yeah, gunpowder, treason, and plots. Plot.
Just single plot.
There was just the one plot. They might have had more joy if there'd been more than one plot.
Yeah, they should have had a plan B.
Yeah, we celebrate that Guy Fawkes was apprehended before blowing up Parliament.
By blowing stuff up. And
blowing stuff up in the sky, in the rain.
Yeah. It's like that. Well, luckily, buddy, it stopped raining about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So all was well. I had a little gazebo set up just in case, you know. Because we had the bonfire like party around our house this year, because new house, and like the missus's folks were sick of us doing it there for the past 10 years and trashing their fucking garden. So I was like, yeah, come and fuck up my place, that's fine. Yeah, so had the gazebo set up, had a barbecue under the gazebo. Obviously, this guy was in charge of the barbecue, and I was like, if it is raining, I'm going to be fucking dry and warm and near food.
Yeah.
So I'll be alright. So had the barbecue there ready. Had a load of wood that I found around the back of my shed that was all just shitty old fence panels and stuff. So I had all that. I had a big bonfire going. It was lovely. The missus's brother, so my brother-in-law, I guess, if you want to put a label on it. He loves this shit, so he had like loads and loads of fucking like 200-300 pounds worth of fireworks stashed up ready for it. It was all good to go. Fucking normally years past, it's just been a good old piss up with, like, you know, some adultish people from the age of, I don't know, well, it used to be 25 to 35, now it's like 35 to 45, and then obviously the grandparents and stuff, or the parents were there. But now it's just kids everywhere. I was like, wow, there was like 20 kids there. Like, we've all just fucking popped them out, I guess, around about the same time.
It's just a habit, isn't it? People fucking, just sort of, they're like, I know.
They can't help it.
Yeah.
They just can't keep it in their pants.
No.
I guess. I mean, the pull-out method isn't the best one.
No, far from it.
It is proven, though, to make kids, I guess.
I suppose so.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was just loads of kids. They fucking loved it, though. They absolutely loved it. I got absolutely smashed, which was obviously a good thing. Yeah, so the house was a fucking mess. Luckily, when I was pissed, I went on my massive drunken clean-up where I started mopping floors.
Oh, he's famous for them.
You know, this is, you know, I'm like, I'm not going to want to do this in the morning because I'm going to be severely hungover. So it's a case of let's mop the floors now. Anyway, yeah, it was a great night. Saturday night. It was a good night. Lots of beers. One good thing about having a lot of people round for a party is they leave a load of booze in your house. So when I got up the next day, there was like 10 bottles of Peroni, 6 pints of Kronenberg, and like half a box of Budweiser there. I was like, I'm alright with this.
Sounds like a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, well, I felt fucking awful on Sunday, to be honest, buddy. It was lucky that I actually functioned. I went out for a walk with the kids because I was like, I need fresh air. I need something. I felt like I was going to die. And then finally this week, buddy, I got the final bits of my brewing kit, which was some sanitizer, a heat source with a fermentation chamber, and a bottle capper, or a bench capper, I should say. So we're pretty much all set up, good to go for making some brewskis now.
Oh, very nice.
So I just want to say a big thanks to the Funk for talking to me for about an hour and a half yesterday about how to use Beersmith 3, the brewing software. And so I got all that set up now. He sent me some lovely recipes over. Gonna go for an American Pale Ale to start off with, because he's like, you can't really go wrong with that because all the tasty hops, they'll just like mask the shitness of your first brew, and I'm alright with that.
Sounds like a plan, buddy.
Sounds
like a party.
Yeah, it does, buddy. So I'm going to be... I've got to do a few tests, make sure everything's going to be A-okay. And then hopefully a couple of weeks, 3 weeks' time, get a brew on. And then I'll let you know how that happens, or how it turns out. That'll be ready around, I don't know, just after Christmas, I reckon. So yeah, looking forward to that, buddy.
Sweet as the punch, buddy. Sounds exciting. I suppose probably a good time as any as well to ask you what you're drinking this evening.
Well, this evening, buddy, I'm on one of the free pint cans of Kronenberg. It's not great, but I didn't buy it, so that's why I'm drinking. Yeah, it does actually. Yeah. Much better. And I mean, I'm not going to tell you what the description is on there because it's not worth it. Really, French, I guess. Probably not brewed in France, so is it?
I wouldn't have thought so.
No. Anyway,
like Newcastle or something. That tends to be the way.
I'm looking now. I don't know. It's giving me energy values and stuff. No, I don't care now. I've lost interest. Oh well. What are you drinking, buddy?
I am drinking toast.
He's drinking some toast. That makes absolute no sense.
It's toast.
It's liquid toast.
It's an American Pale Ale.
There you go.
It's tropical, zesty, and apparently planet-saving, buddy. Which
planet-saving
might be over-egging it somewhat, but yeah. Food production is the biggest contributor to climate change, but 1/3 of all food is wasted. We're here to change that. We brew our beer with surplus fresh bread, and our profits go to charities fixing the food system. There you go.
It's better than, well, I mean, they could use bum yeast, I guess.
They could use bum yeast, yeah, similar effect, I suppose, but they've gone with the spare bread.
It's a bold move.
Bread's never spare in my flat, buddy, because I like bread. So
it's always going down well.
I eat all the bread, so they can't have any of my bread. They must be getting it from somewhere else because they haven't been in here. I haven't seen them. But either way, the important thing is, I got this because I asked the missus to pick me up some American Pale Ales on her way home, and it is one.
That's it, yeah.
And secondly, it tastes very nice, and because she bought them, I don't know the price. So I'm going to go with no monies is how much it cost.
Fucking quids in, mate.
Yeah, quids. so yeah, it's a nice beer, buddy. I like it. I don't know where it's from. I didn't ask. But it is made with surplus bread. So there you go.
Fuck me. That's beautiful.
Gibbons, buddy. It's a fucking beautiful thing. It really is.
So have you done anything this week, or is it just the toast?
I've done all sorts. But,
shit.
I really don't think that's any of your business. So
well, that's fine by me.
No.
We will move on.
Thursday night quiz night, buddy. Cheeky times. We got second place at the quiz. It was a busy one. It was a Halloween one. We lost numerous points for not being like dressed up and shit. So really,
That's bullshit.
You could call
really.
the results skewed. Although we did get a point for as he announced the names of all the teams, you had to give your best like Halloween
spooky
noise.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Halloween noise.
And
right.
As a group, when he said our name, which hilariously normally Trivia McDonald.
Yeah.
On this occasion, buddy, we went with Martin Bouchier.
Nice.
So,
okay.
Halloween there, little inside, I know. And yeah, on the shouting of Martin Bouchier, the whole table we went.
Nice.
And that earned us a point. He liked that noise better than all of the cackles and shit.
Cackles,
it's so passe, you know.
Yeah,
the cackles
exactly.
And shit, whereas we had a and
terror.
Yeah, absolute.
You should have gone for the classic sting of bum bum bum. That would have been a good one as well.
The most exciting thing, buddy, and I'm gonna get it and put it in front of the camera. I don't know how many hundreds of people.
Right now,
moment, but hang on.
There's a lot of zeros. As in all the zeros.
After
right
a 2,
now.
though. Lots of zeros after a 2. We got second place. For second place, buddy. We got to take home this. And
check out that guy.
It's a ceramic parrot, buddy.
Wow, that's very scary.
Friend of the podcast, Paul, baffled the quizmaster as he was handed this and without a second's pause just said, "Is it oven safe?" And fair enough, because I have no idea why you'd want to put this in an oven. It's to hang on a wall.
You never know. You never know.
You just wanted to make sure, buddy. Health and safety and so on. So, yeah, there you go. Second in the quiz, and we'll do better next time. Saturday Night Fireworks. It may have stopped raining at 2 p.m. in your neck of the woods, buddy. But I imagine that's because... of course, Nottingham is a forest of trees, and the trees are probably keeping the rain out. The trees that cover the entire city.
Yeah, it's true.
The rain out.
Yeah.
Whereas we're not so lucky, buddy. We haven't got a whole forest covering the entire town. So we did get rained on. It pissed it down. But
lovely.
Luckily, someone's been to fucking Wales this year, buddy.
Yeah, you have.
Was suitably geared up for it in all waterproof clothing and some cheeky hiking boots. So
he is prepared.
Yeah, like a fucking G Money. So it was fine. And then we headed back to the Oak in the evening to listen to a band, Mangle and Murder, a series of Van Morrison songs, which is exactly how you want to spend your Saturday night, just having some cheeky brews and listening to, and it stoned me being fucking massacred. So yeah, that was Saturday, buddy. And then Sunday, went to a wedding fair, my first wedding fair as an engagement.
I never got to go to one of these, luckily.
Well, I have to say,
was I right with the word "luckily" there?
I didn't make a good impression at the wedding fair.
Oh, okay.
I really didn't want to be there. And,
well, I can see that.
Yeah, because it's just kind of cringy, you know. And
it's very cringy.
The thing about getting married, in my view, having a wedding and so on, you want everyone to come. You want it to be your special day and so on.
Happy
nothing
day.
Hammers home how much of a fucking cookie cutter experience it is, and how there's literally thousands of people have trod these boards before you, and nothing's really that original, and everyone's doing the same fucking thing. Nothing hammers that home harder than a wedding fair.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I had a lot of fun with the photographers, various photographers there. Obviously, none of which are aware that I work for a camera hire company, and have been unable not to learn a fair old bit about photography over the last 10 months or so.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fun asking them just asking them dumb shit questions and seeing how much they'll bullshit back. You know, when you go in like Curry's PC World and you're like, I think I need some RAMs, but I don't know, and then just see what they come back with. So there was a lot of that. There was a lot of like, oh, I use this camera. It's a cropped camera, which it's and then the one guy was like, you know, people shell out for a videographer as well as a photographer, but
indeed,
that's a waste of money because I can do both. And I was like, oh right, well, how are you gonna film it and also take the pictures at the same time? And he was like, well, I just set up like cameras around. He showed me his video, which was very much akin to dad goes to primary school play sort of thing.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Another dude was like, I just ignored, and he was like, "Oh, you're just gonna walk straight past me." He literally said that out loud. I was like, thought to myself, "That's very rude." I was like,
Yeah.
"Yes, I am," out loud to him. And yeah, there was some woman with a load of letters with balloons in, like Mr. and Mrs. or whatever, laughed at them. And when I was starting to get sick of it at this point, so we went upstairs and I said to the missus, "This is fucking shit. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to be here."
Yeah.
But luckily, Stood the Course Buddy was presented with a room of various different performers who were like singing wanky love songs and shit.
Cool,
and
like it.
Like, yeah, this is fucking. No one wants any of you.
No.
So yeah, it all in all, like the only really good. There was a DJ there, and I had a fucking pop at him as well. He was like, "So you just give me, 10 requests or whatever, and then I build like a set around it." I was like, "Well, just kind of want to hear everything that I want to hear, so don't really want to just have someone else decide,
No, yeah, you just want a playlist.
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
So probably just do that, and then the only good thing that was there really was there was a big old school popcorn machine which I quite liked. I'll probably have one of them, but other than that, buddy, not great.
No, that will happen.
And there'll be plenty more wedding fairs, so I'll have more tales to regale in the future. But for the time being, it's pretty time to move on to something else, because this is a gaming podcast. Although
that's true.
How would you fucking know at this point?
I don't know. I think I'm having issues with my microphone. It seems to be blaring out stupidly loud.
That is unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. So
attention grabbing, nevertheless.
As this is a point where we take a break and I fade it out, I will just unplug it and plug it in, and we'll do another click, buddy, if that's cool.
Sure thing.
Is that any better? Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine all the time anyway, but
yeah,
it did occasionally spike.
That's much better. Or is it? I think it is.
It's hard to say.
Oh no! Well, on mine there's like a proper like boom on the bit that I've recorded. Anyway, fuck it. Right, I'm ready for a click when you are, buddy. We'll go for that.
3, 2,
1, click.
So let's end off, buddy, and talk about what we've been playing. Do you want to get the ball rolling, B? What have you been playing this week? Tell me all about it.
Yeah. Pretty much the same games as last week. I've been playing some more Call of Duty. That game is still really, 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 really good. It's strange how much I've kind of missed that Twitch shooter. The fast-pacedness, the on-edge, sit-your-pants kind of gameplay that always kind of gets you in that ridiculously intense mood where any second anything can happen kind of thing, unless you're just sitting on a floor doing absolutely nothing.
I was going to ask you about that, because I've seen a lot of people who are basically sort of slagging this game off quite heavily for the map design, and suggesting that whilst they're not necessarily fans of lane combat like the sort of Black Ops kind of model of the
Yep.
last two. This game is essentially like 3 good maps, and the rest of it's just like camping simulator. There's lots and lots of people complaining that it's just sniper's dream, like camping sim. People just sitting around and you just getting shot in the back a lot. Are you seeing a lot of that? Do you think that's unfair criticism, or is sort of somewhere in the middle maybe more likely?
Yeah, to be honest, I reckon it's somewhere in the middle. Yeah, like I've had games where people are camping, but you just know where they are after the first time you shoot them. Then you throw a grenade in there and flash them out and shoot them when they get out. Like, I mean, obviously on the larger maps, yeah, you're going to have snipers and yeah, like on one of the maps, I can't remember the name. It is a big issue. There's constantly snipers there, and yeah, I will die a lot. But it's a case of if that map turns up, I don't play it, or I do play it if I want to play that kind of game. But there are routes around it. I feel, but I still feel like camping is part of the gameplay. Like when I first load in, like I'm very cautious. Like I want to get my kills up. I want to get like 3 kills, 4 kills, and 5 kills without dying. So I get my whatever they're called, the kill streaks. And then after I've got my kill streaks, I go absolutely bananas and run around like a headless chicken, because there's no point in not dying now. You just go back round again and do the same thing. But I don't know. I think you're always going to get that.
It's a toss-up, isn't it? But I suppose a lot of the people who may be the detractors to this, they're kind of... People have got so used to that sort of lane system and the spawn system of people, where basically you're on the go, like full sprint at all times, sliding, jumping off walls and so on. And this is a different pace.
It's more tactical. You just got to think about what you're doing. You can't just run around like a dickhead all the time.
Yeah,
you can't. And I think that's what I like about it. But yeah, it's fantastic. I went into a lot of detail last week. I don't really need to go into it again. It's just a very, very good game. If there is any kind of free aspect of like multiplayer weekend anytime in the future, I recommend people having a pop at it just because it's free, and you never know, you might enjoy it if you enjoyed Call of Duty back in the day when it was funsies, I guess. But yeah, I can't recommend this game enough. I still haven't played the co-op or the campaign, but like I said, when I get round to it, I definitely will, because the gunplay in this game is awesome. It's really cool.
Gibbons, nice.
Yeah, the other game that I played this week is a game that you played last week. I tucked into Concrete Genie for about 4 hours. It was really cool. It was fucking awesome. What a game!
It's nice,
it's
isn't it?
So good.
It's got a real sort of... Well, it's unique, I would say, in the way that it kind of presents itself, and it's essentially like a third-person puzzle game, isn't it? But it's got much more going for it than that.
Yeah, no, I just like really enjoyed it. The kind of subtle storyline of, things are really shit and you've got to make it better. That's always going to go down well with me. And yeah, the fact that you create these genies or monsters or whatever they are, like on the walls, and then they follow you around, and you can call them like here, there, and everywhere to help you out. And you're like, oh, I need some super paint, and they fucking fill your super paint bar up, and woo, got to paint away the badness. But I also like the enemy mechanics. You've got these like 4 or 5 other kids in there that are like troublemakers. They like bully you around, and it's got like a real basic kind of stealth mechanic to it, I guess, in a way, where you can call them out of the way if you need to get where they are, or and to get away. It's like, I think you described it as like a Injustice 3 or whatever, or just Injustice, with like the scaling mechanics. Like you can climb up the buildings and like.
Oh yeah, Infamous, yeah.
Infamous. Like sorry, what did I say?
Injustice.
Injustice. Yeah, no, it's not Injustice. It's Infamous.
There's so many games with so many similar names. I did it with Outer Worlds and Outer Wilds. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so Infamous, yeah. Where you can scale the buildings to get away, and then you can use like the the power cables to like slide across to other ones. It's a really cool game. It's very heartwarming as well, and I think that's like what I was liking about it the most. And yeah, the art style's just incredible. It's just gorgeous, and like I definitely want to see what this game looks like in VR. I can't imagine how amazing it's gonna be, or is it just gonna be a total letdown and piece of shit? But I reckon it'll be absolutely awesome. Just
I think it'd be
incredible.
cool. Like I think that it's allegedly got a bit of a moss about it, so that could be quite nice.
Yeah,
And
totally.
just doing the painting with the wands kind of makes a lot more sense as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it could be really cool. And yeah, like without spoiling anything for you, like this game, it just keeps adding more and more mechanics as you go through the game. By the end of it, it's almost like a completely different game in terms of what you're doing and how you're playing it. So it really evolves nicely. It's well worth the journey through it. It's cool.
Nice. So yeah, that's it for me this week. I barely played anything. I wasn't on for game night on Friday. I didn't play anything Saturday and Sunday. So it was just literally Monday night and last night where I managed to chuck some hours into the game, or into a couple of games. But yeah, it's either way, it's been enjoyable. Just experiencing Concrete Genie, buddy.
Gibbon, it's a cracker.
So what have you been chucking your hours into this week, then, B?
Most of my time has gone into the Outer Worlds this week. Last week when we spoke, I'd played sort of an hour and a half. I really was just getting into it because I spent about 25 minutes creating my character. And then it's I was kind of saying last week that it feels like a sort of 8 out of 10 game to me, in that it does everything really quite well. Feels good, plays good, cool script, cool story, but nothing like absolutely out of this world,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think there's something to be said. I think I'm on like 15 hours now.
Okay.
And there's something to be said for something being kind of greater than the sum of its parts to a degree. Like I think that it's so very good at everything that it kind of makes it a brilliant game, even though it isn't necessarily brilliant in any department. I don't know if that makes sense.
It's just solid.
It's really solid, and more than that, it's just a really nice place to hang out. I'm just really enjoying it. I feel quite overpowered all the time, which I haven't got a problem with personally, because for me it's an RPG. I'm not after intense gunplay, although when it does chuck more and more mobs at you, then it does get a little bit hairy, I suppose. But I think I've died once in 15 hours, and that was when I was really taking the fucking piss. Like really attacking 10 enemies melee only with like a fucking electronic poker thingy, and that's when I finally died. And even then, I nearly dropped 10 large enemies with that. So it's not through any skill of my own. It's just pretty soft in terms of its difficulty spikes and so on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I like it. The story's cool. I love the dialogue trees in this are some of the best ever, because it really gives you a great cross section of answers that you can give. And I really enjoy it if I meet someone who is a bit of a knob. I really love being a complete dick to them.
Yeah.
Being able to tell some guy who's asking for your help in learning about engineering because he's told this camp that he's an engineer and he's worried that they're going to find him out, and being able to reply to him, "You're lucky, everyone here is so fucking stupid." Like that's and no, I won't help you. Like that is something there's something quite appealing about that. Like I can't bring myself to be a dickhead most of the time, but occasionally just being able to just basically call someone a twat or is quite enjoyable. So yeah, and also the way that it'll let you basically like kill anyone, like even if they're like other than like the main quest line.
Oh, you say that.
Fair game.
You can pretty much kill everyone. Like in the first world, I killed like the mayor, and it was fine with it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that's a bit weird.
It's kind of fun. Yeah, I was given like a contract on the this sort of big spaceship that I've docked with. Yeah. And I thought I'd save it first because I still want to do these quests and that, but She was like one of them. She was basically the main quest giver in this entire world.
Yeah.
And I had like 5 different storylines that she was involved in, and I just out of interest was like, I wonder if I could just execute her, and I
Yeah.
did, and it
Yeah.
did. She just died, and then all 4 quests it just puts a cross through them. It's like, nope, that's
You
that.
have fucked it.
It's just a great example of how you can kind of play it the way you want.
Yeah, totally.
There's some weird political undertones here, I have to say, in terms of the script. I think that I don't know who got their hands on this, but there's some real kind of strange moralistic stuff in there, which is a bit strange. And then there's some real like heavy on the like romantic relationship stuff, which I'd imagine if you're sort of more of a JRPG fan, you'd probably get more of a kick out of. But for me, that's a little bit kind of weird. I'm not really that interested.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
You can kind of shoot everyone down if you want to, and just be like, "Fuck off! I'm going to go and like shoot some more weird dinosaurs or whatever." But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. As I said, I don't think it's like an absolutely out of this world, game of the year type game, but it does everything that it's trying to do really, really well. And it just makes it a really enjoyable experience. So yeah,
nice.
It's cool, man. After Party. Let's talk about After Party.
Okay.
It is a game that was added to Game Pass. And it's from the chaps who did Oxenfree, Night School Studios, which we both liked.
Yeah.
Oxenfree. I don't like After Party.
Sad face.
There was a little bit. The only thing that I didn't really get on with in Oxenfree at times was the script.
Yes,
a little bit
it's very
aware, like a little bit smug almost in its writing, and this has got that in spades. Like this game is so. Like I just feel like this game is written by some people who are so pleased with themselves. They're like, look how fucking clever we are. We are so smart. Like it's just, it comes across smug. That's the only word for it, and it makes it kind of impenetrable. And it's a shame because it's not all bad, and it's a wonderful art style. It's a great idea for a game. It's essentially just sort of a wandering around 2D side-scrolling RPG with, again, with dialogue tree elements, really. And starts with you at a party. Or you think you're at a party, and then you quickly realise that you're dead and you're in hell, basically.
Nice.
That's in the first 2 minutes of the game. And there's a big picture of the devil on the front and hell. So
it kind of gives it away. Yeah.
But so you're basically trying to get out of hell, and the only real way to do that is to out-party the devil. So like that sounds like a cool concept. There's loads of great characters in hell, and it's really funny. Like it's kind of treated like almost like a job that the demons have to torture the humans, and then once they like clock off for the evening, then they just hang out together. Like there's just humans and demons like drinking in bars and shit. It's like, oh fucking hell, I've got to torture you again in the morning. It's a 9 to 5. It's what we have to do. It's quite funny, and that's what's so annoying is that all of the elements, all the ingredients are there, but and a lot of people maybe they'll connect with it in a way that I'm not, but I can't get past just how fucking self-aggrandizing and smug it is. And I stomached it for about an hour and a half.
Yeah, and then
I was just like, I
too
can't
much.
Play this anymore. It's just too fucking pleased with itself. It's perhaps a subjective thing, so well worth a look. Certainly if you've got Game Pass, you can try it out as part of your subscription, but
nice.
For me it's a no.
It's fair dues, buddy. Understandable, but hey, part of Game Pass, these things happen. At least you gave it a go, see what it's all about.
Yeah, you got to try it out, haven't you? And you know what I mean with the Oxenfree thing, with it, where it was a little bit sort of smug sometimes with the script. It was a bit too clever for its own good. Unfortunately, that's the problem here. So yeah, that's After Party, and that's on Game Pass, and you can buy it on other platforms as well. And then finally, Pez. Been playing some Pez. I'm not even going to talk about it, obviously. What I will say is I've been trying desperately to just get to a level on that game where I can enjoy it. Because the way that the game controls is so incredibly fucking annoying. Every touch just rolls off the field. It's literally like you're playing on a like the center circle's at the top of a hill.
Yeah.
And every touch is a fucking shit one, and no one seems to be any good at football in Pez. It's this whole fucking game of football leagues, and there doesn't seem to be any players that are good at football.
Capable of actually playing football.
Yeah. What I found, having played quite a lot of it now, is that you can get good at that game to the point where you kind of know everything you can get away with and everything you can't, and that allows you to play a good game of football. It's still annoying. It could still be a better game, but at least you get to the stage where it feels a bit like old classic Pez, where you can really do some cool shit, play lots of manual balls, and score lots of volleys. And that's the stage I've got to. I'm in the second season of my Master League, and I'm enjoying myself. So
you're getting there,
Gibbons. Yeah. There you are, buddy. That's my week in games.
Nice.
And now it's time for the news.
The news.
The news.
The news.
The news.
Fucking news.
There's fuck all going on in the news.
Mate, it's just been a bad week for gaming, I think. I mean, well, loads of people have been talking about Death Stranding, but who cares about that, really?
Me.
After what even after what you've heard about it?
I want that game.
Okay. This guy wants it.
I want Death Stranding.
He wants to walk around.
I think it sounds fucking stupid. And impenetrable and ridiculous. And that's what I want.
There you go. Number one. I
don't want cookie cutter fucking open world Ubisoft games or Overwatch.
No, I don't.
2.
That's true.
I want Norman Reedus being a postman. That's what I want.
There you go.
I'm not even joking. It's sometimes hard to tell whether I'm being sarcastic or not.
I know. It is. Yeah. We're quite sarcastic bastards, me and you.
It is.
Wow. Well, no, to be honest, I want to play it as well, just because I want to experience what it's like to be, a delivery man.
Yeah.
In the sticks, I guess.
DHL Norman Reedus.
Yeah.
With a fucking fetus in a jar.
Just gotta get it from A to B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you are. Number one.
Go on.
Number Wang.
Number Wang.
Number
Wang, indeed.
Codemasters has extended its deal with F1 for the Formula One license, until 2025. And they've also got an option to extend further. I don't know why that was included. I would have thought that, of course, they would.
Well, maybe they don't want to after that.
Maybe not. That would be mental, though. But are we happy with this? I'm pretty happy with this.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a stellar job with the F1 games, I think. Yeah, might as well keep it. I mean, who else is going to do it and do a really good job?
Who else is going to do it better than Codemasters?
Yeah, exactly.
No one.
At the end of the day.
Because it'll take them ages to
they'll bring it out and it just won't be anywhere.
Yeah.
Well,
Slightly Mad Studios is actually the answer there, buddy. But
I don't feel like
they wouldn't have the polish.
That's it. I see. The thing about Project Cars is I like the variety in that game and the amount of content in that game. Probably more than the handling and the finer details, whereas in F1 by Cody's, it's there's not a lot of content there, but it is very well polished, and the handling system for those types of cars are, well, I've never driven an F1 car, but I feel that they've pretty much smashed it on that front.
Yeah,
let's just say.
I think they've done a great job. I think there's pros and cons to Cody's keeping the license for another, we're talking 6 games here.
Yeah.
Obviously, progression will be slow because this is a yearly franchise, and the progression is slow with all annual franchises. The other thing to say is the current F1 game is, I think, the best racing game ever made, and that tends to be the case each year when they bring out a new one. It's an exceptional fucking game, and I think it'll go from strength to strength. I'm interested to see what happens. I mean, the last time that they released a bad Formula One game was during that new console launch. It was that period where they tripped up last time, and you would hope that they've learnt their lessons there and they're prepared for PS5 and what else. But we'll see. But either way, I'm happy with it. I love their games. I spend 100 hours every year on their games, probably more, and I will buy them every year that they keep making them because I love them. They're great.
He fucking loves it.
Love it. So we move on to number 2. Witcher, the Netflix series of The Witcher. Finally has a release date. Also has a new trailer. It looks kind of cool, but I don't want to get my hopes up. And it's coming out on the 20th of December on Netflix, buddy. Is that something that you will be watching?
I'll watch that. Why not? Bit of Geralt of Rivia. He'll be in the hot tub, with his legs up.
I mean, obviously, my missus is well interested in that because we played through The Witcher together, and your missus is not so much of a gamer. But do you think it's something that she would be interested in watching?
It's got that fantasy aspect to it, so I don't see why not. It's going to be interesting to see if it will have anything to do with the game. Do we know if it's got anything to do with the game? See, I don't really know anything about it, apart from I know it's coming out and there's a trailer. But like storyline-wise, do we actually know anything about what's going on or where it's taking off from? Or
we know that the stories featured in the game are not going to be part of the show.
There we go.
But it is in the cinematic universe, I suppose.
Yes, it's in. Yeah, exactly.
Kind of,
which I think is a good thing because if you were just replicating missions from the game, I don't think that would make very good TV.
Well, TV shows and movies based on video games, famously always brilliant. But,
definitely.
I mean, this is more based. I think this is more based on the book than anything else. But it's hard to take away from the fact that there's a lot of the game in there just because of the world building that they've done there.
But I think that's fine because it's
that sort of style, I would say. But then
I think the world of The Witcher is a pretty special place. So if it's anything to do with that, then exactly. Like I think you can come up with some awesome storylines and whatever the shit. I wonder what the combat's gonna be because obviously wizardry and shit.
Yeah, I mean,
so you're gonna be able to chuck fire down and stuff.
So in theory, I mean that's the most important thing for me really is that Geralt comes across as a fucking badass. But I mean,
exactly.
In the books, he's not always the main character, so I don't think it's hard to say. The trailers I think they're kind of holding back how much Cavill they have in there because they're trying to sort of build anticipation. But it kind of makes it look like he's going to be, one of 20 main characters and not necessarily focused on as much. Whereas the game obviously is his story. So,
it's all about him. Yeah,
it's going to be interesting.
My question is, they're going to be in a 25. Let's say they're 25-minute episodes, half an hour episodes. Is one of those episodes just going to be one game of Gwent?
I hope that there's a whole episode that's a game of Gwent, culminating in everyone in the tavern fucking on the back of a unicorn.
Yeah,
you can only.
I can see it. I mean, that's all I want from it. If it's got that, then 10 out of 10, I'd say.
Well, we'll see. It's not long to wait. Only sort of 6 weeks or so. So there you go. exciting.
Yeah.
Moving on. Fallout 76's woes continue. Bethesda's woes continue as Australian authorities offer refunds to customers who, and in their words, have been likely misled by Fallout First.
No.
Literally describing Bethesda's new gambit as a swindle at this point. Following continued server problems, all sorts of lag issues, crashes, missing loot, vanishing loot, and a general shit show of an experience. I mean, let's talk about the intense damage that this is doing Bethesda's reputation, like as a brand, because it wasn't very long ago when they sort of were, I suppose, presenting
Cock of the walk
at their sort of first or second E3 outing.
Yeah, and everyone lost their shit.
Everyone loved Bethesda. The damage that this game has done to that studio,
it's incredible.
Can't be underestimated.
They've really done well. No.
I mean, are you even excited about Bethesda as a developer anymore?
No, not really. I mean, I'm still intrigued with what's this new Skyrim going to be called? Fucking whatever it is. Anyway, Rimlord. Yeah. So yeah, because that Oblivion and Skyrim have been two of my favorite games that I've probably played. God knows how many hours of together. So yeah, obviously I'm going to be excited for the next installment of that series. But you know, I enjoyed Fallout 3. I enjoyed Fallout New Vegas. You know, at that time that era when they were about. But I don't know. I was never a massive, huge fan of Fallout. I think it was like the bleak dreariness of the world that I was just like, I'm alright with it, to be honest.
How different is the Outer Worlds to that? Like the colour of it.
Yeah, it's all happy, clappy. I mean, that's Borderlands as well. It's all, you know, all bright and colourful and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm cool with that. And it makes it more of an enjoyable world to be in because it's nice and bright. Everyone likes shiny things, don't they? No?
I think so. I mean, Outer Worlds, it kind of reminds me a lot of the time when you got your ship that you're treating as a base and you're going from planet to planet picking your crew on the way out the door. There's a whole lot of Mass Effect.
In totally. There's loads of Mass Effect in that game. It's crazy.
But I don't know anyone who. I think there is a bit of a crossover between people who listen to this show and people who tend to watch Jim Sterling on YouTube. I know we mentioned him quite a bit, and he did a video, fairly mean-spirited, and I don't mean that anything against him. He had every right to against Bethesda, essentially saying, "Is there any room for Bethesda games now? Obsidian have released a much better Fallout game than Bethesda ever have, basically. A game that works and is colourful and is cool and is interesting. And
but it'd be difficult to produce a colourful nuclear apocalypse game. I think
that's true.
I think that's the difference that we got to keep in mind. Whereas, like, you know, the Outer Worlds is, you know, space adventure, the future, where things can be super neon and bright and pretty, and also really shitty as well. But I mean, in a nuclear wasteland, you're not going to find much pretty stuff.
No, that's true. That's very true. But I mean, I think the biggest takeaway really is having played, as I say, 15, 16 hours of bugless, enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, you said you had one bug the other week. Have you had any more issues?
Yeah, that wasn't a bug. I was kind of being a dickhead there, although
nice.
I do think that it shouldn't be the way it is. Essentially, if you go into your inventory when you've got a gun out, you can't remove that from your inventory. And I thought
I don't even know how you put your guns away. How'd you put your gun away? Can you do that?
You just hold down
whatever it is.
X.
That button. Okay. I didn't. Yeah. But yeah. Because I know when you walk into some areas, it's like it's got the gun symbol underneath, and I was like, oh, I'll get my melee out then, and then I'm not as threatening. That's all I did. I just get this massive sword out
all the time.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. You don't need it out all the time, do you?
a bug that I've discovered in kind of working out what was going on there. So yeah, you can't remove a gun out of your 4 inventory slots along the top if you're literally holding it at the time. I
Okay.
don't think that should be the case. I think that's stupid.
It is a bit silly. It's a video game at the end of the day, you
Exactly.
know.
But another
Yeah.
byproduct is that I find a lot of the time, and it might just be that, because I do have a bit of an issue with how closely you have to aim directly at an object to pick it up. I find that annoying.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
like in what was it, Borderlands? That was always a fucking bugbear of mine, picking
yeah, and
shit up.
it's here. But
Yeah.
also you sometimes have to aim squarely at someone and be very close to them for the prompt to speak to them to come up on the screen. And I don't know if I'm just pressing it too early sometimes, but I'm constantly going up to someone to start a conversation and getting my gun out as a greeting to them, which doesn't affect them. They don't respond.
No,
None
they
of the
don't. Yeah.
NPCs respond to you having your
Yeah.
but for me, from a sort of immersion breaking point of view,
Yeah, it
it's,
fucks
it's
it
fucking
completely.
annoying if I get a
Yeah.
flamethrower out when I'm trying to say hello to someone. They don't, if
Yeah.
I'm trying to fucking heavily RP, buddy, like,
Mm.
I'm about to lull this person into a false sense of security and then call him a cunt. So
It's nice how we were taking the shit out of, or kicking the shit out of Bethesda. We're just talking about the Outer Worlds now and laughing and feeling good.
and how can and imagine, it's all very well we talk about upcoming Bethesda games. Imagine that new Elder Scrolls game comes out running that same Skyrim engine.
It
and-
won't.
and
There's no way in hell that it can be running the same engine. It
people have
can't.
said that for every major Bethesda release for the last 10 years.
I know, but this will be like 12 years. Hopefully. They
We'll
won't
see,
do
buddy.
it.
We'll see.
I know, man. If it does, it would just be. I don't know. What do you do in that situation? Do you? I don't know.
I don't buy
fuck
it or
knows.
play it. That's
Well,
what I
no,
do.
I'm talking about as them as developers, like building the game.
They invest
like,
in their fucking engine because they've got all the money in the world through all of their various successful franchises.
Well, this one's not
That's
very
what they should have done
successful.
years ago.
This is fucked. Old Fallout 76, mate.
This is fucked, but they
Pants.
They shouldn't have released a piece of shit,
No.
half-finished game. They deserve everything they're getting on that.
Yeah,
front.
it's
They've
true.
Still got billions of pounds, and they should have invested in a new engine for Skyrim.
They should have.
They should have invested in a new engine for Fallout 4. They didn't, and
they didn't.
I don't think that they're going to do it. This is Telltale, and we know what happened to them. So yeah.
Yeah, true.
Either way, play the Outer Worlds, buddies. We'll move on.
Yeah, it's great.
BlizzCon, Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2. We won't talk about the real headline-grabbing sections of BlizzCon as they continue, Blizzard, to try and play down, fix the various issues that they have basically created for themselves by wading into the whole Hong Kong political unrest.
They did well there. They
They
fucking
yeah.
smashed it.
I mean, when you've got like US senators lobbying you, you might have made a slight misstep there. And I don't think anyone was happy with their response to the thing. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to wade into that, but the idea of a BlizzCon with that as a background, like that political fucking fuck up as a background, it kind of made everything seem a bit uninteresting and unimportant. But either way, we got announcements, and the two big ones were Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2. So here are some things that we've learned about these two games. Diablo 4, it looks like a very pretty graphics-wise, but much grittier, darker Diablo. Gameplay-wise, it looks very similar to the last one. Not necessarily a bad thing. The Diablo 3 engine was really nice, and it just worked really well. Again, they kind of shat the bed with the whole looting mechanics and marketplace when that game launched, which kind of you would hope they learned a lot of lessons from. But either way, it looks like Diablo. If you like Diablo, you're going to be really excited for this. Diablo's a cool game. So it just depends how much people are going to blame them for the various terrible mobile iterations and stuff.
Yes, I was going to go into that, but we probably don't need to. That's last year's news.
You know what it is. Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's got a phone, haven't they?
And then Overwatch 2, it looks a lot like Overwatch because it's a souped-up version of the same game engine. It's going to be a full new release. A lot of people thought that they'd sort of season pass this or battle pass it or whatever.
DLC it.
Yeah, but no. So it's going to be a full new release, which means that they can sell it in the shops.
Yeah, they can. Got to sell that stuff in the shops.
On the store, you have to buy a new one. But there's a lot of good things here, I would say. Firstly, the sequel, in a sort of Hitman-esque fashion, will contain the content from the first game and will be.
Is that if you own it? Do we know?
I don't know. They didn't say, which suggests the answer is no. You need the first game.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably the way it's going to be. So if you buy Overwatch 2 already owning Overwatch 1, then you get
happy days. You can play both in one thing. Yeah, that's fine.
Like the Hitman thing.
Yeah, no,
and
that's cool.
And on top of that, you can play with Overwatch 1 players. So you can play Overwatch 1 content in Overwatch 2 with people who only have that base game, which is
cool. Yeah, it's nice.
And also crucial to a lot of people who have, for some reason, spent money on cosmetics in Overwatch. Is all cosmetics and rewards and whatever the fuck you've done with your character all carries over to Overwatch 2, so no one loses anything by upgrading, and no one has to start their collectathon again if they don't want to. So
I think that's a really nice show of good faith in a way, because they didn't have to do that, I guess. But
I guess, yeah.
I mean, a lot of other people probably wouldn't have fucking done that.
No, absolutely not. I mean, EA's entire business model centers around Ultimate Teams not carrying over 1 year to another.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine it was like, oh, here's your Ultimate Team, pick 11 players or whatever to take with you, or take 3 players with you, or anything from last year's fucking God knows how much you spent on Team.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's nice. It is. Once again, it's all just cosmetic stuff, though, isn't it? That's all Overwatch has always been, isn't it? It's all just been crappy stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so. It's they've been very careful to keep it that way.
Yeah,
and
I think so.
I still don't like that.
No, me neither.
But
see, once again, I don't like the fact that you can buy it. If it was just shit you could earn in the game, I'm cool with that. I'll get a loot box in the game. Woo! Spin that wheel, buddy. But it's just the fact that you can buy them now. I think the thing that annoys me.
Yeah, I would entirely go along with that. Definitely. So yeah, that's my news, buddy. Have you got any news favourite things this week, or are we going to move straight on?
We're not going to do that last one at the bottom there.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, I almost forgot to mention that. Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, Red Dead 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, to
that game,
to the pedants, came out on PC, and its launcher didn't work for a lot of people.
Look at that.
Lots and lots of reports that players literally were unable to launch the game they had just purchased.
Happy days.
Rumours that it's centered around preloading in some way. No one really knows for sure. Rockstar
no one will know either.
Releases a patch within sort of 12 hours, 24 hours. Seems to have fixed it for some. Others are still getting either nothing happens when they try and launch it from the launcher, or the classic Windows error message of quit unexpectedly. So yeah, good stuff there.
Imagine if that happened on a console. Like you buy your whatever, you buy your Overwatch 2, you preload it, you come to launch it, it just keeps fucking crashing. It's like, no mate, can't do it.
That would suck balls.
That would be insane. But because it's PC, it's alright. It's fine. It's the risks of playing games on PCs, buddy. They all know what they're getting into. It's not always going to run smooth. But no, it's fucking... This is just retarded. This was from the Rockstar launcher, I'm guessing, isn't it? Is that how it works? Is it like, because it's on the Epic Game Store, but surely that will launch the Rockstar launcher and then go through that, will it?
As I understand it, yeah, it's like a launcher for a launcher, kind of sub launcher.
Yeah, that's how the previous ones have worked. So
we said as soon as Rockstar launcher was announced as a thing, we were taking the piss out of it instantly about how terrible Rockstar have always been with like supporting PC gamers, and what a brilliant idea for them to have a fucking put a UI between you and your video game. It's
happy days.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not a great look, but hey, there you are.
Oh well.
Gibbons.
That's no news from me this week, buddy, because like we said, there's absolutely nothing going on.
Gibbon.
There was some talk about the PlayStation 5 price point, but no, it wasn't even anything. People are thinking it's going to be about 500 quid. I'm like, all right, I'll just wait and find out next year when it comes out.
Yeah, I mean, that's
it's just
surely too much money.
Well, I don't know.
That would be a very typical Sony decision to launch at $500,000.
I know.
I would be a little concerned.
It's dangerous though. I mean, I don't know.
That's too much money, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it's too much money for a console. Like, no doubt, it's too much. But yeah.
Well, there we are. Okay, we shall move on then. And now it's time for Out This Week.
And that's out this week. Get in. What we got?
Yeah, we've got Romancing Saga 3.
I love that game.
Bafflingly, it's the 6th title in the series.
Yeah.
And is a sort of it's Square game. It's a classic sort of JRPG.
Is that it's releasing on the PlayStation Vita? Did I see that?
I did indeed see that was a thing. Apparently, Romancing Saga 3, the 6th game in the series, is launching on PS Vita.
Fuck me! I've just remembered that I have one of them.
Yes, as did everyone else who does as well. See it on the bookcase over there.
There you go.
Been there for some time.
Yeah, so. I couldn't even tell you where mine is. I don't think I've seen it since I moved in nearly a year ago.
Gibbons, such a shame. Great system. Luckily, I bought Miss, and she got hundreds of hours of use out of it. She was commuting to and from London every day, so it doesn't feel like such a waste. But it does feel like a waste in terms of making the most of that technology with software that would have sustained it even till now. It's a really decent, powerful machine. So
totally.
Yeah, new game for it. There you go, everyone.
Great.
Rush out and get it. Also out this week, we've got Yaga, which is a role-playing folk tale where your choice is to define your progression. Set in a world of Slavic folklore.
I thought I was going to go there.
An unlucky blacksmith caught between a Tsar giving him impossible tasks, a mysterious witch who wants to manipulate him, and his grandma who wants him to find a wife. There you go.
Nice.
You like the sound of that?
Definitely. What did they call John Wick? Was it the Baba Yaga or something? I can't remember.
Baba Yaga. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. So, I'm guessing it's John Wick as a witch.
It's basically John Wick.
It's basically John Wick, really, isn't it? I can see it.
Elsewhere, Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, because believe it or not, a definitive edition of Age of Empires 2 hasn't been released before.
I know, right?
And here we are.
2019, we finally made it.
Finally there. We got Stormland coming to Rift. That's a very interesting action game for the old VR headset there. Hopefully that'll make its way onto the other ones at some point as well.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Astroneer arriving on PS4. That is on Game Pass on Xbox, and I can tell you it's a Minecraft-ish little astronaut game.
Yeah, where you link your hose pipe together to breathe and shit.
And that's very annoying if you ask me.
Yes, yes, it
that's
is.
coming to PS4.
Yeah.
Pokemon Shield arrives, as well as Pokemon Sword. They're coming to Switch, and I'm far too old to understand what they are, nor am I interested.
I'm going to have to look at it, aren't I?
I don't care, so you don't have to.
No.
Anyone who wants to know.
I forgot that it was coming out at this moment in time. But yeah, my son mentioned it, I think, like 2 days ago. He's like, have you seen anything about the new Pokemon game? That's how he talks. I was like, I haven't yet, mate. So I'll probably get it for him. And blatantly, I will play it as well, even if it's just for like half an hour, just to see what the shit it's all about. Because, that remake of whatever it was they did, Pokemon Pikachu and Eevee edition or whatever.
Yeah, you liked
that was cool. Yeah, it was nice. It was pleasant. Let's put it that way. It was better than that. It was actually really cool. Like, a big wave of nostalgia. I mean, if you want to know about it, go and listen to the podcast where I spoke about it, I guess, like a long time ago. Yeah. That was probably about a year ago as well. There you go.
Something like that, because they were saying they're going to finally release a proper one, and now they are.
So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what's differed from that. But I don't know. I don't know anything about these, to be honest, at the moment. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, well, we should know more by next week, and obviously that's something you'll... And those are out this week, the 2 different versions, because of course...
That's how, like, they want to do it and fuck you over,
It's always worked for them before. So,
yeah, totally. It's awesome.
Also out this week, Woven arrives on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. It is...
knitting simulator.
Essentially, yeah.
Oh, shit, really?
No, you follow the story of Glitch, a metal robotic firefly, and his unlikely companion, Stuffy, a knitted elephant.
Oh, you had me there. Like, I was like, wow, I nailed it. And then, no.
It's not a knitting simulator, but the entire game kind of looks like it's knitted, and as an art style, that seems pretty cool. The narration, I saw a trailer, it looks quite funny. The narrator's just like some old dude who seems to be a bit miffed, so that's cool. And he keeps like rhyming all the time.
Yeah.
So that's cool. It looks like a charming little adventure, buddy. And if you like that sort of thing, which I do, then it might be worth a look. So there you are. Finally, and more importantly, I suppose, in the grand scheme of things, certainly more interest to most. The last game coming out this week, buddy, on PS4, Xbox One, and PC on the 15th of November, it is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. This is Respawn's single-player Star Wars
Here we
game.
go.
It's out this week, buddies.
I'm interested.
Is that something that you want to play, buddy?
I think so.
And if so, what platform do you want to play it on? Because obviously you've got a PC capable of essentially running everything beautifully in 2K at this point, with sort of ultra settings. Where do you think that you'll be tucking into this?
More than likely on the PlayStation, because then we can both play it. But if I had the choice, more than likely the PC. But I don't know. Yeah, I'll play it on the PlayStation. It's fucking... That PlayStation is so noisy now.
Yeah.
I'm playing Call of Duty and it's just like... Wow. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, Paz isn't quiet on there.
That's not pretty.
No, I mean, you'll remember it was under a year ago. Switched out.
You did. You changed it over.
Her one has started sort of getting
revving
noticeably louder. Still nowhere near where my old one was, but the old heat sink starts going and it has to work harder and harder, and it's just like,
it's a shame. But Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Yeah, it looks cool. I want to see reviews, how long the game is, all that kind of stuff before I jump ship into this single player.
Well, certainly game length is crucial, isn't it? When it's one and
totally. Done. Yeah. Is it a case like we pick it up full price? Probably not. I don't know.
I'd rather
Maybe.
get Death Stranding if we were
What?
choosing between the two of them.
You're crazy. But then again, like so many episodes ago, I said that I'm more excited about Death Stranding than most games, I think, this year, mainly because I said it's fucking something completely different, and I don't know what it is.
That's what I want.
And that's it. Yeah, you're totally right.
I've had enough of
even if
looter
it's
shooter
like
fucking
complete.
shit. I don't care about it anymore. I'm not interested in playing these AAA titles that are cookie cutter Ubisoft's fucking whole entire catalog. I don't want to play them
totally.
anymore.
I don't want to play that.
And this has been the year of the epiphany for JfG Alex.
There you go. He made it.
I'm enjoying my games more than I have done for years, for basically not looking for what I used to look for, and branching out and playing weird story games and weird indie titles and stuff that I wouldn't normally even touch. And
yeah, man,
it's the best decision I've ever made. I've kind of fallen in love with games again. It was getting stale, and yeah. So
because thinking back when I was a kid, I'd get all amount of weird shit games, just fucking loads of crap.
Gibbons.
And just play it and be like, this is great. I got a game and I'm playing it. Like, it's not like I was like, oh yeah, the new fucking whatever's coming out now and whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like the same franchise. Obviously, I love my football games back in the day, but yeah, it's not like the same thing over and over again. Like it was different. There was always something different. Yeah.
Game Pass is the perfect thing for me right now because it lets me try out loads of different games, loads of different genres without having to commit like full price money to them.
Exactly.
I'm getting so much value out of that service, and yeah, it's fucking great. And yeah, that's why I'm interested in Death Stranding, and it's why I'm interested in some slightly more out there games, I suppose, and why I'm just not fucking interested in the sort of current top 10, I suppose. It's cool. Nice to have the option. Got to make the most of it while it's still there.
Gibbons, buddy.
So yeah, those are all out this week, and Jedi Fallen to play, as you say, at full price is probably not great value unless it's some sort of 40-hour campaign, which is entirely plausible, but I doubt it. From Respawn, they tend to be kind of
I don't think 40 hours of waving a wizard stick about is gonna be that fun.
No, perhaps not. But a lot of people have picked that up who are richer than we are, and that's fine. We'd like to hear from you if you do pick it up and you do play it, because we're very interested in playing it ourselves. And,
Gibbons.
That is out this week, buddies. And now it's time for JfG Street Beat.
Street Beat.
We wanna know.
Get on the shoe.
Get on the shoe.
Get on the shoe.
We've got a couple of people on the show, buddy.
A couple of people on the show. They've been in the Discord, buddy. You can get on that Discord through our website, the jfgpodcast.co.uk. You can get on it within this podcast description, where all those words are that you probably didn't read.
Oh, that'll be on Twitch and on YouTube, where we're live streaming at this very moment.
There you go. You can go on there and click on the Discord link and fucking sign up. If it doesn't work, then, well, let us know. Get on Street Beat.
There you go. We want to know.
We want to know.
So yeah, message from JJ this week, friend of the podcast, JJ, who congratulates me on my engagement.
Yay!
Says, slippery slope, buddy. Next thing, you'll have Hellspawn that ruin everything.
He's absolutely right. They ruin everything.
There you go.
Apart from gaming podcasts, because I tell them to fuck off. And,
there you go.
I've had 2 kids whilst doing this gaming podcast. Obviously, I had one before that. He was the bastard son, obviously.
Yep.
Standard. But yeah. Life still continues, but just not as we know it.
Indeed. I'll make a note of all of this and consult it later.
Indeed.
But thanks very much, JJ. Much appreciated. And there you go. And finally, this week, Cosmic Dad's been in touch again on the Discord. He is currently working his way through our back catalogue.
He's ploughing through. He's so close. He's probably on like 231 as we speak, getting ready for this one.
He may be only one behind at this moment in time. By next week's show, he may have caught up. But either way, he says, still listening. My favourite tip for those, please remove your ad blocker sites. I think I mentioned that Textize thing that I used.
Yes, you did.
Where you can just turn any website into just the text, so you can just read the articles and stuff. He's got a pretty tasty way of removing those sort of stopping those sites that prevent you from viewing them unless you remove your ad blocker. Using the Brave browser, which is brave.com. It's basically Chrome with an ad blocker built in. All your Chrome plugins will still work, except those stop your using your ad blocker sites can no longer tell you have an ad blocker. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Especially good if you're watching pirate football, buddies, which of course I would never suggest that you do.
No.
If you are streaming pirate sports, then I would imagine if I was the sort of...
What are these pirate sports that you speak of?
Pirate sports, bowling with cannonballs. We've got climb the rigging, less popular climb the rigging. Walk the plank is obviously a form of diving. I mean, it's a gruesome conclusion with the sharks below, but at least you can still give out those points on the way down.
Right.
Fingers crossed they at least hear that they got straight sixes before they're engulfed by the jaws of a shark, buddy.
Fuck it, mate. I want to stream these pirate sports that you speak of.
Yeah. It's always an option to you. And if you're streaming your pirate sports, your cannonball bowling and so on, Brave browser is your way forward. Thanks very much for the tip, Cosmic Dad. I'll definitely be using that in the future.
Gibbons. JJ pops in and says, second that, been using Brave for about a year now as well. And he also uses the DuckDuckGo search engine as well.
Nice.
So... tasty tips in the Discord there, buddies.
There's lots more where that
watching
came from.
pirate sports.
Come and join, buddies. Come and get involved. And I mean, it was only a short distance for me, as I kind of vaguely got into frisbee golf a few months ago to head over to cannonball bowling. So there we are.
It's true.
Thanks everyone for your input this week.
Givens, buddies.
So I think that'll about do us, buddy, for episode 232. What a time we have had. What a time to be alive. A time where the PlayStation 4 has overtaken almost all comers to become the second highest selling console of all time.
Yeah, it's done really well, isn't it? It's impressive stuff.
It's something. The PS2...
Especially at a time when consoles are, no one wants them anymore.
No one wants consoles. Consoles are dying out.
Consoles are dying.
So it's just the PS2 now for the PS4 to overtake.
There you go.
That sold 159 million. That's quite a lot.
I've done well.
That was as of 2011. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. But that's fine. That's not depressing at all. That such a uninteresting PC box is the second best console in sales of all time. Not at all. No problems.
No.
Well done there. Excellent. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. We'll be back next week, buddy. But I do need to ask, what are we going to do now?
Firstly, I need to apologise for my audio this week. I fucking have no idea what's going on. The first bit's going to be absolute wank, and then since then, it seems alright, but it's been clipping left, right, and centre. So I can only apologise for whatever this is. I'm sure I will try my hardest to make it sound good. And you won't even notice. You'll be like, "What are you on about, Ash? It sounds just like your normal retarded self."
It sounds like all the other podcasts. So it's fine.
Yeah, Gibbons. Just as bad.
Discord hasn't let us down tonight, which is nice.
No, which is nice. Yeah, it's been solid.
Gibbons.
I don't know. I'm guessing there's some kind of Halloween sale on the PlayStation Store that we can peruse and be like, no, there's nothing that we want to buy again because we just play games on Game Pass. Really?
Well, there is that, buddy, but we'll go and do it anyway. The classic rigmarole. Let's fuck off and do that. Thanks so much for listening, everyone. We will be back next time. Until then, I've been Alex. He has been Ash.
Goodbye.
Farewell.